So my name is Benjamin. I travelled from England just over 3 weeks ago to India, and I'm visiting India for holiday and to find out everything I can about India and Indian people. And I visited one English communication school in Pahana and a private school there. And here in Chuli, I visited government school and a convent school, and I'm going to visit another English communication college in Hisar. And I've met a lot of students, and in Tohana I even played cricket with some of them, and spoken to a lot of students. I spoke with some journalists as well, and I found out so much about rural India, and I think I've seen some of the real India, and I've been very impressed, and I've really enjoyed so far.
About your immigration.
So I came to India on a tourist visa. Visas are not so easy for people from the UK to get. Other countries can get an e-visa, which is very straightforward. But because of political reasons, British nationals need a traditional old-fashioned paper visa. So I spent an entire day, applied months in advance, and I spent an entire day traveling to London and waiting for an interview for hours. I then had an interview where they looked at me, asked no questions, and said, "You can come to India." So I went home and I spent £150. So what's that? 15,000 rupees on the visa, and everything was fine. They sent me the visa, and I flew from the UK. Sadly, I missed one of my flights, and one of my flights was cancelled. So I flew to Bulgaria. I then got a bus to Greece, and then I got a flight to UAE, and then I got a flight to Mumbai. And that's when I arrived in India. So that was my immigration process. I spent ages in the airport as well, filling in a load of forms and everything, but it was fine in the end. So I'm here.
Visited in the place like Delhi, Agra, and
Yeah.
Jodhpur.
So one of the places I really wanted to visit in India was Kashmir. So I spent a few days in Mumbai and I flew to Kashmir because you have to visit in the summer. And I went to Srinagar. And I went around all the Mughal gardens and mosques and everything. And,
What you seen Chittorgarh when visiting there?
yeah, so I then travelled down overland south, basically. And one of the more recent places I came to was Chittorgarh Fort, which is a huge fort. And it was the site of a famous battle as well between the Delhi Sultan and the king of Udaipur. And I think the king of Udaipur won and all of this. So they have Hindu royal families down there in Rajasthan, South Rajasthan, and also in Jaipur. And you can go around the fort. You have to go in a car, or I went on a bike. I hired a guide for 300 rupees. And there were lots of other foreigners, but they were in AC cars with drivers that they had booked with tours and everything. But it was really fun, and there were lots of temples, and there were lots of temples to Shivji, and there was even a Shivling temple, which I found quite funny. But it was really good, and
When you visit in Indian village Jolipur, Haryana,
yeah,
what you fancy there?
so I visited a lot of Indian villages, and I visited some of them around Tohana. I visited some Sikh villages near Tohana with rice farms. It was very remote, and I've also visited villages here in Chuli near Hisar. And
About Shivpuri?
Shivpuri is a garden, Shivpuri Bagh,
In Choli.
in Chuli, dedicated to Shivji, which is really nice, and they have roses and all kinds of flowers.
How can about
Bananas.
villagers and
Yeah, so I really enjoyed meeting the villagers, and I was giving also some lectures in Johana. So I visited some of the parents of the students, and they were so nice, and they gave me always Hindu blessings, and they treated me like a teacher and everything. I mean, I was teaching, but I'm not like a professional teacher. I don't have any qualifications as a teacher. But I really enjoyed sort of village. But after a while, I was visiting so many villages in Tahana because uh, Jas, the English teacher there, is so crazy. We had to go every single village.
How can you feel about Indians' behavior?
So it was a big culture shock coming to India because everyone is so different culturally. First thing is that everyone is so everything. All the Hindus they do every morning in the office. They're doing putting the dhoop, and in the house they always have Ganesh or whatever it is. It's crazy, and all this was completely new to me. I had Indian friends in the UK, but we only see for like Bollywood dance or Diwali or whatever it is. So I didn't realize all of this. And also, Indians have been so friendly. It's been just crazy. And I was so shocked to see when I arrived in India, everyone wanted to take a picture with me and everything. And I did not have Instagram either. So they made me Instagram, and now I have Instagram. And I'm friends with all these people around India, and I really did not expect that. So it's been crazy time. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about your camel ride today?
So yeah, I really enjoyed the camel ride. I really like sort of camel, and I like animals, and camel was very gentle and didn't bite me or anything. So that was really good.
I think someone gifted a UP shirt like jersey.
Yeah. So and also last night we met these sports teachers at Chuli Sports Academy, and I got the beniwal, and I got the sports shirt for Chuli Sports Academy. So I've been wearing that as well, and I've been wearing that around Chuli, and people like it, I think. So that's quite good.
What is about first night in Hisar?
So we had a night in Hisar, and I think I was very late on the train. But we went to the hotel, and they were very friendly at the hotel, and it was a nice hotel. So that was good, and we had some food delivered, and it was a very nice sort of thali type thing. So it was quite a good welcome in Hisar, I think. And I'd like to go back to Hisar as well to teach some English, hopefully.
What do you think about police station verification?
So the police station verification was absolutely crazy. I think the sort of serious part was with the police inspector, who was like checking my passport. I think he was trying to make sure I had not been to Pakistan. He was looking at all the stamps in the passport, like which countries have you visited and all of this. But and he was also phoning on the telephone to Hisar and other police officers, so very serious. But there were also lots of other police officers who were just very friendly and interested, and we sort of shared a few cigarettes and all of this, so it was good.
Are you thinking about villagers trade with you?
Villagers,
Yeah,
yeah. So villagers have treated me very well.
like some moments they are giving blessing, you Hindu blessing about this.
Yeah. A lot of the villagers have done this, and I also found, especially when I met the parents of the students in Tahana, that
No, no, in this village.
I mean, this village as well, but even more, I would say, in Tahana, because in Tahana I was there with the other English teachers, so they were sort of respecting me as a teacher. So even more crazy Hindu blessings there, I think. But here as well, a lot. Yeah.
Okay. And I do think about when your train journey in Indian Railway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've travelled now in lots of different Indian railway trains. I've now travelled in lower class, no AC, sleeper, everything.
When you travel in unreserved category, Hisar to Adampur
Yeah.
town.
That was completely unreserved.
Yeah.
But it was the same as, like, you can get a reservation in the same carriage if you want. But on that occasion, we had no reservation. And also, when I was in Delhi and Mumbai, I travelled with no reservation. So,
What is different between Haryana people and Rajasthan people and Punjab people?
okay, I think in Punjab, they are very. I mean, not everyone is Sikh in the Punjab, but most people are Sikh, and they always speak in Punjabi language, and they also speak very good Hindi as well. So they're very educated people always, especially in Amritsar. And Amritsar I went to is a sort of holy city for Sikhs, and they have so many gurdwaras and all of this. So that was Punjab people. Rajasthan is a very big place, and all different people in different places. And I met some people who, you know, had a lot of education in their one area, like they did engineering or something, but didn't speak much English or whatever, which was fine, so we spoke in Hindi. So Rajasthan is really good fun, and there's so many tourists in Rajasthan. It's crazy. So Rajasthan, they see white people all the time. Whereas in Haryana, they never see white people. Sometimes they never met a white person. But in Rajasthan, they see them all the time. So that's a big difference, I would say.
Okay, and about agriculture.
Yeah, so the agricultural sector is quite interesting in India. And I've sort of had all of this sort of vegetarian food as well, sort of organic food, which has been very good. And a lot of farmers are very proud of their work. And you know, they have modern machinery, but they also, you know, a lot of the food is local food. So on one farm, they might have loads of different vegetables, which is crazy because in England, every farm just has wheat and maybe they have barley or rye. So they just have like one thing. But here they have every single vegetable. So everything is very local. So it's a very nice sort of experience, sort of visiting all these farms. It's quite good fun.
Okay, and what are you saying about food, Indian food, villager food,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
city food, railway food?
So I mean, the railway food I only had a bit of, and it's okay. I mean, in the UK we don't have long railway journeys, so it's interesting for me. Everything is new here, even Indian railway food. But I really enjoyed actually the sort of village food because it's not too spicy, and you know it's I sort of got used to it, and you know we always have the sort of how you say guan beans, guan fali, and guar fali,
Yeah,
you know, and green coconut ice cream,
Churma.
churma. Yeah, and I even had kotali in
Sira.
Chira, and I had kotali in
Yeah,
a village in Tahana. So that was crazy because when I first came to India, I really could not eat the food. It was so bad for me, and I lost so much weight, and I got so thin. So yeah, that was not good. But now it's better, I think.
okay. When you feel in my village about my family, with my family.
Um, yeah, I really enjoy sort of living with the beniwal family. Everyone's very friendly, and the crazy thing about the beniwal family is that everyone in the village is sort of you've got so many cousins and uncles and all of this. So it's really big family and very friendly. So it's very good.
Behavior like my behavior of my mother and father with you.
Yeah. So I think your mother's a sort of interesting character. She makes very nice food. So I've always said thank you for the food. And the rest of the time she watches TV. She loves watching TV,
Yeah,
television. And your father is, you know, great company as well. So definitely it's great to be staying here, and I've been very welcome. So yeah, thanks very much.
And what are you thinking about in Hisar and city between difference between city and village
I mean, I didn't see much of Hisar.
and village? This
The village is different because people are everything is much more slow here. So people often want to meet me, and they'll spend ages talking to me, and you know they'll spend ages sort of smoking the hookah and talking to me and all of this. Whereas in Hisar, obviously, you know, you can still say hello to people, you know, and people are still friendly, but they
What-
have they busy lives. They're very busy.
What can you feel with people that when they can share to you with selfies?
It's good fun. I mean, I think sometimes it's a bit crazy. Like I went to Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar, and I was interested in the history and whatever, but I didn't see any of the history because from the moment I walked in to the moment I left, it was like selfie, 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 and it was very solemn, sad place. So we did a lot of selfies of like reconciliation, we are friends now, and handshake. But even then, there was so many selfies, and I went to other places as well, you know, and some places I kind of got used to it. So I went to Taj Mahal, and I thought, well, I'd like to see the Taj Mahal, but also I will meet lots of people here, and I did. I met people at Taj Mahal, and we have Instagram, because and it's not just me. At the Taj Mahal, there were some people taking a picture of every single white person, and they said follow on Instagram. And I looked at their Instagram, and it's a whole bunch of white people selfies. It's like, what's this? It's so crazy.
And today you visit Haryana and Rajasthan border.
Yeah, so that was kind of interesting. There's no border, but I think Haryana they had a good road, and then Rajasthan the road was just sand.
Okay.
So that was a crazy sort of border. I don't know. We have borders obviously in the UK, but yeah, it was interesting.
Visit in a government school. How
Yeah.
can you be there?
So this was incredible. So I really wanted to visit a government school, sort of see the real India. And I was told no one would speak English, and actually people did speak English. But I really enjoyed meeting all the government school teachers. They're really amazing people, and some of the students are very poor and they come from uneducated families.
Yeah.
So it was incredible to see students work so hard, despite coming from very uneducated families. They have no resources, and they really were obviously enjoying the sort of cultural activities surrounding Indian Independence Day. So that was really good as well, I think.
Okay. And what are you saying about Independence Day?
So Indian Independence Day is a sort of great tradition, and I think it's very sort of lots of cultural activities.
About your lecture.
And I gave a talk. I sort of motivated the students at two different schools, and it was really good to be able to participate in something like that.
How villagers are welcoming you in my village?
So I think I've already answered this question several times, but just to recap, it's been a very warm welcome, and I've visited farms and things as well, so it's been very
And
good.
how can the school staff welcoming you?
I mean, the school staff have been very respectful. So in Tohana, I visited the school, and we went to every classroom, and the students would all stand up for me, and they would say hello and say namaste and everything, and the teachers would shake my hand and everything. And here in Chile, it's similar. I haven't really been to the classes, but all the teachers, have shaken my hand, and they've said what subject they teach and what qualifications they have, and asked me what I'm studying and everything. And I also met some teachers on the train as well. They were teaching in Delhi at a government school, and they were telling me what subjects they taught, and we were talking a bit about teaching, and I was talking about my experience teaching in Tohana as well. So we shared our experiences, and it was great to meet some teachers. So I always enjoy meeting school teachers. Yeah.
And can you discuss me with your, I think, journey start to in my village? How can you feel me on bike?
So I think the first time I rode a bike was in India, and that was just over 3 weeks ago. And I guess when you ride a bike, sort of in India, some people don't like it if you put your hands on the shoulders because it sort of affects the balance. So in Tohana, I was always had probably on the shoulders, but I think here I'm sort of getting used to it.
Okay. And
Yeah, it's okay now.
talking about my birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been today was Mahid's 22nd birthday, and I think the interesting thing was that it came on the same day as Indian Independence Day.
Yeah.
So I think we gave a present, and we sort of went around, and I think we quite enjoyed it, and it was a good day. So
Okay.
I think and we did this whole sort of social media thing as well. So yeah.
What was gift for me?
So I bought for you a sort of diary in Udaipur, and I actually sort of found sort of Hindu shop where there was no leather, and it was all sort of Indian sort of artwork, and we talked a bit about it and sort of had it wrapped up and everything, and it was sort of nice experience buying it, and I think you enjoyed it, and we sort of wrote a wrote a note in it for you and everything. So I think it was a good present. Hopefully.
Okay, and all thankful for my subscribers and subscribe my
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah, so definitely sort of follow YouTube channel, and obviously everyone in India is doing Instagram as well, so you can find that. And I posted a video as well about the Pearson test because so many people have asked me about it.
You can talk me about how can immigration immigrate to your country.
Yeah, so I'm going to maybe do some videos about immigration to the UK. And one thing that people are asking me a lot is how much money can you save in the UK, or remittance? So how much money can you send back to India or your home country? So I'm maybe going to do some sums on the calculator and work out a bit about that. Maybe talk a bit about, just answer some common questions about visas, because people ask me the same questions every day. So maybe I'll make a video and I won't have to repeat myself every day.
Okay, and you can you motivate our students which is related to +1 +2 now.
Yeah, so definitely work hard. Whichever stream you're doing, obviously there are 4 streams in India, and all of those streams can lead on to further education. And some students, of course, in India are taking BTech exams as well, which is a really sort of good way to combine academic study and professional or vocational study or practical study. So you can do that as well. And the good thing about the Indian education system is that it's Indian exams, grade 12 plus 2 exams, are recognised in lots of different countries, including in the UK. So you're on the same level as a UK student, and we have different terminology for, the marks, but they're measured against each other basically. So you can apply to universities abroad with an Indian, with your Indian exam results. But also, of course, Indian universities are sort of getting better every year. So a lot of people study in 2 countries as well. They do a couple of semesters in a foreign country and sometimes come back to India. So that can also
What
be
is different when you are graduation in your country? And what is different in fee structure?
Fee structure.
Yeah.
So the fee structure for a British national is completely different for a foreign national in the UK. In the UK, the government will contribute something like 3 lakh every year towards further education, which is a small fraction of the overall cost. And they will contribute less money even to a less prestigious university. So a lot of Indian students, they just want to study at a university in the UK. The UK government is not going to contribute much money. It's going to be like 1 lakh every year. So you have to pay the rest of the fees yourself. And for a British national, you're paying a limited amount of fees. There are rules on how much the university can charge, but you're still paying. It's just that you're paying over the course of your life as a sort of tax structure. So there are rules on how much universities can charge. It's not like in America where the university can charge whatever amount they like. In the UK, there are rules, but they're not the same rules that exist in India. And as a foreign national, you'll be expected to pay, more than a British national.
Okay, and can you about in English in India education system?
So in the Indian education system, I've been very impressed that there are Hindi medium classes and English medium classes, but it's not that simple. There are also some schools that teach science and they do a bit of Hindi medium, and the textbook is in English, so they mix it up a bit as well. And then in some of the government schools, they're also using the state language. And I'm not such a big fan of the state language being used. I think you really need to be educated in Hindi or in English, because you need to have access to those resources in Hindi or in English. But definitely India is a very multilingual country, and in the UK we're just using English. We don't have foreign language medium classes, except in Wales, they have Welsh medium classes. But the fact that India has English medium classes is definitely an advantage, but also Hindi medium is also important.
What are you thinking about our freedom fighters?
So I think I always respect the courage and bravery of people who fight for their own country, and I would definitely respect the courage and spirit of the sort of the tradition of Indian freedom fighters. I think it's quite a long tradition, and I think Indians have a lot of respect for those freedom fighters, and I think it's a quite an important part of Indian history. So I think if you want to understand Indian history, you have to understand the whole thing, and you have to know about sort of Indian freedom fighters as much as anyone else. It's very important.
Okay, and you can support our the channel and
Support what? Sorry,
support our channel.
the channel.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
thinking about YouTube channel.
Yeah. So Mohit has a YouTube channel. You should definitely support. And I've created a channel as well. And I think it's a good way to sort of spread information and also motivation and stuff that we find interesting. So it should be a really good sort of means of communication, and hopefully people can use it alongside Instagram as well. Hopefully it won't.
Instagram channel.
Yeah. Hopefully, I think you can have Instagram and you can have YouTube and you can have Facebook, you can have everything, and I think they will complement each other rather than detract from each other. So that will be a good, hopefully.
Jai Hind.
Yeah, so Jai Hind, Jai Haryana.
Subscribe our channel.
Subscribe.
Okay, this is